The angles in a trigonometry function is not limited to 90 degree only. You can put any real number as the angle in the trigonometry function. You can even put negative number. You can try it out now if you have your calculator with you. For example, if you press sinus 300 degree, will you get a number? Will you get a message error? No, you won't. My calculator say it's negative 0.866. You can even put a negative number there. For example, if I press cosine negative 60, right? Cosine negative 60 into your calculator, then what will you get? You will get half. So it's not limited to 0 and 90 degree. Now, in this video, we are going to learn to calculate the trigonometry function from 0 to 360 only. Now, please look at this table I made. I made this table to simplify the calculation for you. It contains the sign, the positive and negative sign of each trigonometry ratio for sine, cosine, and tangent, the plus minus sign of it for each quadrant. So for example, if the angle in the trigo ratio is between 0 and 90 degree, then we call that that angle is in quadrant 1, and the sine value of that angle is positive, the cosine also positive, and the tangent also positive. And we call the tangent, we call the angle there alpha. Yeah, we name the angle between 0 and 90 degree, we call it alpha. What if the angle is between 90 degree to 180 degree? Then we call that angle to be in quadrant 2. And the sign of that angle is positive, the cosine will be negative, and the tangent will be negative. And the angle is not alpha anymore, the angle is 180 minus alpha, because alpha is between 0 to 90 degree, which means 180 minus alpha is between 90 to 180. What if the angle is between 180 degree to 270 degree? Then that angle is said to be in quadrant 3. The sine value will be negative, cosine will be negative, and the tangent is positive. And the angle, we call it 180 plus alpha. And alpha is between 0 and 90 degree, which means 180 plus alpha is between 180 to 270. And if the angle is between 270 to 360, we call it to be in quadrant 4. The sine value will be negative, cosine will be positive, and tangent will be negative. And the angle is 360 minus alpha. Shall we try this? Shall we try to make to do an example of some trigo ratio, trigonometric value of number between 0 to 360. I already make this pattern for you. We can cover, we can do this example. First, let's say the question, given is sine 40 degree is equals to 0.643. This is definitely quadrant 1 because the angle here is between 0 and 90 degree, which means alpha is 40 degree. We are given this value and you are asked to find the sine value of all the other quadrant without calculator. Yeah, we can easily do this. If we look up at the table, the first thing that we do is to find the sign, the positive and negative sign of sine. Quadrant 1 will be positive, quadrant 2 will be positive. So we fill that thing up. Quadrant 1 will be positive, quadrant 2 also positive, quadrant 3 is negative, quadrant 4 also negative. That settles the positive and negative sign. Then the rest is easy. We know that alpha is 40 degree, which means 180 minus alpha will be 180 minus 40, which is 140, of course. 140 degree. Then what we do? We were asked to find this angle here, the sine value of this angle. Sine 140 will be positive 0.643. Later we are going to check. Yeah. The same thing happens with quadrant 3 and 4. We just fill it up. The sine value will be 0.643, but don't forget to put the negative sign. For quadrant 4 also, the sine value will be negative 0.643. Then we fill up the angle here. For quadrant 3, the angle is 180 degree plus alpha, which is 40, so which is 220. So 220 degree here. Sine 220 is equals to negative 0.643. How about quadrant 4? Very simple. We put in here 360 minus 40 degree, which is 320 degree. So sine 320 degree is equals to negative 643. Quite easy. We just apply the positive and negative sign from the table. By the way, if you want to download my table, you can use this QR code, scan this QR code and download my table. Yeah, you can put it on your WhatsApp also, if you like. Yeah, so this is easy, and the last thing to do is to check. We can try out. Yeah, you can take your calculator and press for, let's say, for quadrant 2, sinus 140. My calculator say is 0.6427 and something. And if you round it up, is 0.643. For quadrant 3, we try out sine 220, let's say, is negative 0.643. Yeah, it's correct also. Yeah. How about quadrant 4? We press sine 320. You get negative 0.643. Yeah, it's correct also. Yeah. So that's how you find sine or cosine value between 0 and 360. Yes, hope this video helped you. Tomorrow I'm going to make another video, similar one, giving you more details on this.